Hi guys. Happy day before Christmas Eve. um man, today is the new moon. That's why I wanted to hop on here really quick. It's the last new moon before the final Pluto return. So we have some interesting stuff going on right now. And right now we are actually having the new moon in Capricorn. So I'm just going to pull up the current transits so I can give you a little visual understanding of what we're talking about. This is the moon. Sorry, this is the sun, and this is the moon. As you can see, the sun is like the sun, the moon looks like a moon. Um, so this is what makes it the new moon, is that they're gonna be grouped together in the star chart. They're gonna share the same slice of the pie, right? That's what makes it the new moon when they're occupying the same space in the zodiac. The sun is in Capricorn right now. You know that, or like you theoretically know that. Why everybody who's born around this time is a Capricorn. I mean, we just entered Capricorn basically yesterday, I think. What day is it? The 23rd, 2 days ago. So the sun's at 1 degree of Capricorn, the moon's at 8 degrees of Capricorn. So we already had the exact moment of the new moon earlier today. And then we have a bunch of other stuff going on in Capricorn. Venus is in Capricorn, Mercury, and Pluto, of course, which is why we're heading into the Pluto return. The Pluto return is at 27 degrees and 33 minutes of Capricorn. And so we have just a lot going on right now. But I wanted to talk about this new moon. The new moon is always an opportunity to reset. Okay, when you have a full moon, it's time to let things go. That's when the sun and the moon are opposite from each other in the sky, as far apart as they can get on the zodiac on this wheel. That's when, if the moon was over here, we'd be having the full moon. And when the moon and the sun are so far apart, it makes it a lot easier to just let things go. And when the sun and the moon are right next to each other, it gives us this powerful moment to reset and kind of recalibrate and be reborn. Okay, that's what it's all about, is rebirthing the energy right here. And so this is in Capricorn, and we have a lot going on in Capricorn right now. And a lot of this Capricorn energy is stuff we're going to carry with us for the next 12 years, because this is the chart of the Pluto return. And you see that Pluto, Mercury, and Venus all creating a stellium. That's like this tube of toothpaste that we're all going to squeeze through over the next 12 years. And it all starts on December 28th. But today we're having this new moon, and it is in Capricorn. So let's talk about Capricorn. Capricorn. Oh, that's America's natal chart. What am I doing? Current transits. Here we are. Here's right now. Capricorn. Oh my gosh, the words that came into my mind was the Finer Things Club. Capricorn loves the finer things, but in kind of a different flavor. Like, I would say Libra also loves the finer things. Taurus also loves the finer things. But Capricorn, oh man, Capricorn risings always look put together. They typically look like they've got it together, because Capricorn just keeps it together. Capricorn is the sign that governs working, the office, the workplace in general, church, like the patriarchy. Capricorn is in charge of like hierarchical structures and how people operate within the hierarchical structures. And so people with a lot of Capricorn in them will often feel big drives to work, big drives to be perfect. It can be a really perfectionist type of a sign, because it really wants to work hard, and it wants things to be right in the hierarchical structure, if that makes sense. So those are all kind of flavors that we get to be reborn with right now, today, and in the next 3 days. Remember, moon energies kind of last for about a week at a time. So we're right in the middle of the new moon energy, because the new moon happened this morning. And then we'll have about 3 more days to kind of solidify this little rebirth we have going on in Capricorn. And again, how perfect to have this right now before the Pluto return. Everybody in the whole world is having organic opportunities show up to show them what is and what is not working in the context of their work. Okay, their work in the context of the hierarchical structures that they find themselves in. So, what structures do you find yourself in? Now, Capricorn is associated with the workplace, and Cancer is associated with the home, and they're the two pairs of the same axis, right? So Capricorn represents the father, and Cancer represents the mother. Um, but because it's the father and mother, I feel like Capricorn also can represent like family and home stuff, but just like this different flavor of it, kind of the more hierarchical structure of a home versus the tribal nature of a home, if that makes any sense. But so these are some questions for you to be thinking about. Where do you work in your life? Like, what is the office to you? Where I know many of my viewers are women, not all of us have jobs. Like, what is the workplace to you in your home? Like, where do you fit in with the hierarchy in your home? Where do you fit in with the structures of your life? Whether that's like churchy structures, again, workplace structures, social structures. Do you have any kind of thing in your life that you're in charge of or that you have to report to somebody for? All of that is going to fall under this Capricorn window, and it's a great time to be reborn. And it's just kind of funny because I was sitting here this morning thinking about the new year, which is around the corner, and all of the changes that I want to be making with my business and with my life. This is a prime time where everybody's thinking about, oh yeah, we're totally going to get fit. We're going to lose all that weight. We're going to start all our goals. We're going to read so many books. We're going to go on so many runs. Everyone's thinking about these goals. And if you are also thinking about your goals, today itself and the next couple of days are the perfect days to really sit down and dig into that and figure out what exactly you want to do with your goals and just allow yourself to be reborn. I mean, like, really sit down and see what is working for me, what is not working for me. Where do I need to shift things up? Where can things stay the same? This is the exact time that everybody in the whole world gets to have a Capricorn rebirth, including you. And so that's really exciting. So I want to talk about Capricorn again. Where's my let's share the screen, because everybody has Capricorn in their chart. Now, of course, we have like people that are Capricorns. You're like, I'm a Capricorn. That's when your sun is in Capricorn. And then we have moon Capricorns and rising Capricorns and everything. But even if your Capricorn is totally empty, like, do you see how this sign is totally empty in this chart? This one has nothing going on. This one has nothing going on. This one even has nothing going on. When they're empty, they're not really empty. It just means that the energy is undiluted. Okay. It's just totally pure. It has no diluting factors. It has no altering factors, right? Because if this was the chart of a person, and it's not, this is the chart of this minute right now. But if this was the chart of a person, their Capricorn energy would look a little different than normal because it's going to carry a lot of really strong feminine energy. It's going to carry some really the energy of like mental acuity. It's going to carry some heavy death and rebirth energy. So this is not just a Capricorn energy for this person. This is a whole lot of different energies all melding together to create their Capricorn presentation for their own soul, basically. But even if you have nothing in Capricorn, no planets or anything, you still have Capricorn in your chart. And so that's just what I wanted to mention is today, if you have access to your own natal chart, which again, I always recommend going to lightfieldastrology.com to get your free birth chart. And you can look for this symbol. This is the goat, Capricorn, the goat. Okay, there's this little like horn, there's this little tail. But go find Capricorn on your chart and see where it fits in with your life. And that's kind of the area of your life that's allowing you to be reborn, because Capricorn governs the office and the workplace and hierarchical structure. But also, depending on where it is in your chart, it's going to have a little bit of a different flavor for you personally. So let's take a look at America's natal chart. America's natal chart has Capricorn over the second house right here. So Capricorn energy for America, like if we pretend this is a person, their Capricorn energy is really going to come into play with their values and with how they handle their like physical land and property. And I mean, let's think about that in the context of actual America, right? Um, would we say that we can see some Capricornian values when it comes to America? I would say, yeah. I would say that I think having a lot of hierarchical structures has been pretty trademark American for since its inception, right? Um, as far as things like we have a president, and then we have like the three-ring circus of um, our political structures, and then like the people vote for representatives on a local level that are supposed to vote for their state representatives and like all the way up. And I know that now we have a popular vote for senators, but like previously that was not the case because we had these hierarchical structures in place. Um, so, and I think also having a bunch of states um, is just a really interesting manifestation of Capricorn, and having like the local, state, national government structure, which not all countries do that, but in America we do, and we have Capricorn cusping the second house. My own natal Capricorn cusps the seventh house of marriage and one-on-one relationships. And so um if you have a seventh house Capricorn placement, and my Capricorn's basically empty, it doesn't have a lot going on in there. But for me, in addition to being able to like rethink my work and the hierarchical structures that I'm involved in my life, I might also think about things with like my marriage or my friendships. How am I fitting in with all of like marriage and friendship section of my life? Let's go over to the Pluto return. Here we have Capricorn cusping two houses. See that? 1, 2. This is the 11th house and the 12th house. So this is going to be dealing with groups of people. And this deals with the subconscious mind. So allowing America to be reborn when it comes to how we manage large groups of people and what is going on behind the closed doors of the government. Okay. So wherever Capricorn is falling in your chart is going to impact how this new moon may be showing up for you. And again, it's all organic, which means that it just shows up. I mean, I was just sitting here, I've been talking with my mastermind group all morning about business stuff. And then I realized, oh my gosh, duh, it's the new moon in Capricorn. Of course, we're going to spend all day talking about the rebirth of everybody's business in this group, like it's time to rebirth some businesses, that's Capricorn new moon, we rebirth the structures in our lives. And so I had to come make this quick video and invite us all to be a little bit more conscious today. I just really invite you to think about, what are the structures in your lives? What are the schedules in your life? What are the checklists in your life that you feel like you need to click off to be perfect? And where do those need to be revised? This is a great time to tune in with God and like pray about it and see what kind of revelation you receive for yourself, and write it down about what do you need to change for whatever kind of structures that you have in your life. This is prime time to tune in and see what comes up for you. So I just wanted to invite you to do that today. I hope to make a Pluto return video really soon. Of course, that's coming up on, I think, Wednesday. And so it's right around the corner. We may not see anything that big that exact day, but what we're looking at is after that kind of window closes, then we're going to be seeing this 12-year period of societal upheaval. And I know we've already been having quite a lot of upheaval, particularly since 2020. And the conjunction that took place on January the 12th of 2020 was kind of like opening the door for the prelude to this moment. And then we had the first Pluto return in February of 2022, this year. And we've had 10 months of working through this window, this special window where things have kind of calmed down a little bit from 2020 and 2021. We've had a lot of things come up about is America a Christian nation or not, as far as like the abortion overruling. And we had the midterm elections. There's been a lot of drama in all sorts of kinds of political arenas. There's inflation, all of these different things. How are we all handling it? How is the government handling it? Um, but the window closes in just a few days. And then we get to see the outcome, whatever is going to happen next, this 12-year unfolding. And in one of the videos that I made here with a Middle Eastern studies expert, she pointed out that previous Pluto returns for things like the Roman Republic, involved the Punic Wars. And at the time, I mean, now we know who won the Punic Wars. It was the Romans. But at the time, nobody knew who was going to win, and it was very stressful. And my sense is that we're heading into this time where we're going to be experiencing kind of a similar situation where nobody really knows what's going on, and it might feel really stressful. But the secret is that when we look back at this time, it will feel the same way as when now we look back at the Punic Wars. Things may experience a lot of upheaval and chaos, but we don't have to be chaotic. Our own souls can feel peace. We can be fine, and we can be taken care of. We can put our trust in God and be led through every minute. But we just have to do that. And so that is my invitation to you. Go tune in with God today, see what changes that you need to make in your own life. This is prime time to do it. And thank you for watching. I'll talk to you guys later.